Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pam and today's video is going to be my favorite sci-fi standalone. So let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, I changed my hair, so I'm blonde, like really blonde. Yeah, I changed my hair. I had that hair a couple of years back and I've been thinking about going back to like a high C platinum blonde for like quite a while. So yeah, today's video is going to be basically all of my favorite standalone in the sci-fi genre. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about like sci-fi. Sci-fi is one of my favorite genre of all time, so I'm really excited. So let's get started. In no particular order, the first one that I wanted to talk about is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. This book might not be the one you want to pick right now, just because it's really too close to reality right now. This is after a pandemic that killed 99% of the population. So yeah, I read it a year before COVID-19, like exactly a year. I read it in March 2019, and March 2020 COVID appeared here in Canada. I really want to reread it this month in March 2021, just to see my perspective if it's different like pre-COVID and post-COVID. I really think that's what's gonna happen. But yeah, this book is beautifully written. It follows multiple characters, and we're following characters before the outbreak of the virus that killed off, yeah, a lot of 99% of the population, just like days and hours before the outbreak, and we're following like years later after the outbreak, and we're following a troupe that performs Shakespeare's plays to entertain people. Yeah, and it's really good. Well, what I can remember, and yeah, I remember this just being beautifully written, and I was just like so moved. And yeah, so this is the first one. It's really good, much better than Glass Hotel by Emily St. John Mandel. So if you have read The Glass Hotel, which is her newest release, but you didn't really like it, please pick this one. This one is absolutely beautiful. And this sci-fi is more about like the characters and their relationships than like the sci-fi element. There's no aliens, there's no, you know, scientific word, and yeah, it's really easy to understand. If you're more of a contemporary reader, I think this one is a great introduction to the sci-fi genre and dystopian genre. Yeah, this is so good. Next is a middle grade in a imprint that tends to have a lot of series, so I thought it would be pretty interesting to have a standalone to recommend. So this one is Dragon Pearl by Yoon Ha-lee. This is a middle grade sci-fi in the Rick Riordan's Present imprint at Disney Hyperion, following like multiple mythologies around the world, and most of the time it's basically series, so and they're mostly fantasy, and this one is a sci-fi, and it's so good. This is inspired by Korean mythology, and I absolutely loved it. I learned so much about the Korean mythology, and I want to read more books on this. I really enjoyed it, and her main character is really spunky and really funny, and she's a great main character. Yeah, this was so good, and it's just like a big adventure, and it was great. It was a great ride. I absolutely loved it. And this one is set in space, and you know, it's really more sci-fi than the other one. So yeah, but this is really good. I really recommend it to adults and kids. Really good. Next is The Human by Matt Haig. This book was amazing. Okay, this is a first contact with aliens book, and basically we're following this alien who's impersonating a human, and we're following him trying to figure out like what makes a human human. you know, what is humanity, and it's so, it was so good. I really love the conversation and the message that was put in this book. I absolutely loved it, and the main character is so funny. I love him so much. This was really good. Again, this is more about the relationships and the characters, and then like adventure, space, pew pew. No, it's not. Okay, it's really it's set on Earth, so it's not in space, but it's so good. I'm currently reading another Matt Haig book, How to Stop Time, and I'm really enjoying it. So he has a way with words that is just really beautiful and really moving, so I would really recommend it. Next is a book I think I never talked about on my channel, and that is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This book was amazing. This is a thriller sci-fi book about like time travel, and that's all I want to say. Okay, because it's a thriller, so with a sci-fi twist. So yeah, so I don't want to spoil anything. We're really following like a really unlikable character, but I really enjoyed those kind of characters. I just think they're more complex, and they had more to the story than just like a really likable character. So I prefer unlikable. But yeah, this was really good. And even though it's a thriller, I think I'm gonna reread it at some point. Like it was really great. I remember feeling so anxious and so stressed for the main character, and also just like it was such an interesting topic, the sci-fi element. It was just like really well done, and I flew through that book so quickly. I really loved it. So I would really recommend. I haven't read Recursion yet, which is his newest release, which also has a sci-fi twist, I think, with like a thriller vibey thing. But yeah, I need to read it. Dark Matter was really great. It's worth the hype. Next is a contemporary sci-fi, I would say, and that is We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutchinson. So this is a first contact with aliens, but set in a contemporary world. So basically we're following a young teenager who is really questioning himself. He's really conflicted inside. He doesn't know what to do with his life. He doesn't know where to go. He's really lost, okay? And it's been a couple of years. He's been abducted by aliens every couple times during his lifetime, and then one day when the aliens abduct him, they're telling him like they're giving him an ultimatum to save humanity or to kill it, and he doesn't know what to do. He's really conflicted by the decision that he has to make. I love being in his head, and just being a young teenager's head and not knowing what to do, not knowing where to go. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. The writing style was absolutely beautiful. I flew through that book so quickly, and I really love sci-fi when it's with a contemporary setting. Like there's a lot of them, like maybe except this one. They're all like in a contemporary setting with like a sci-fi twist and sci-fi elements, and I really love that aspect. I think it's called light sci-fi, but I'm not sure. Would really recommend it. Next is one of my favorite book of all time, and that is The Martian by Andy Weir. So I read that book 2 times now, and I really want to reread it. I don't know if it's gonna be this year or in like next year. We'll see. But yeah, I tabbed a lot of it, and all of the orange is like funny moments. So it's a really funny book. Yeah, to be honest. If you haven't read it, please do. It's amazing. I'm not an astronaut, okay, and I'm not a botanist, because we're following like Mark Watney, and he's a botanist, astronaut. He goes to Mars and gets stranded alone on Mars, and he has to survive. And we're following him in his survival journey. And I absolutely loved it. There's a lot of scientific jargon in this, a lot, but it didn't stop me from enjoying that book, which makes that book so good, and makes that book, like, the author is so skilled to not make me feel like I'm fucking stupid while reading this. It was amazing. The movie is really good too, but please read the book. The book is even funnier. We're in his head during that time, and it's really sarcastic, and yeah, I just love it so much. It's one of my favorite books. I would recommend it to anyone to read it. It's, like I said, even if you're not like a scientist, a botanist, or like a astronaut, you're gonna love this. Okay, you're gonna enjoy it. It's so good, so good. And finally, it's Satellite by Nick Lake. This is a young adult sci-fi. I think it could be considered, again, like light sci-fi, because it's set on Earth, but also on a satellite, on a space station. We're following 3 kids who've been born in space, and you know the gravity is not the same here. So I think they're 16 when they first land on Earth for like the first time ever, and we're following them like struggling with the gravity and just everything that is going on here on Earth, and they're like really close friends, and it's just beautiful to see. It made me cry, it made me laugh. It made me cry like a baby. Okay, this was really good. And you know, teen angst, and you know, the narrator, the main character, is like really like angsty. You know, he's a teen, he's not happy by people making decisions for him, and yeah, it was really great. I really enjoyed it. It was a really good surprise. This is a standalone, and I was totally satisfied with how it ended. I don't want a sequel. Like, I don't need it. It was really good. Yeah, so I would really recommend it to you. It was really great. So here it is, guys. This is my 7 best sci-fi standalone, and let me know in the comments which sci-fi standalone is your favorite, because you know I really want to read more in the future. So yeah, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.